Thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim-Nakrin. Taking a look at some of the top stories that we're following on this Labor Day, a community is pulling together right now for a hurt football player. So this is involving a Bremen High School football quarterback who they're really hoping is going to recover after he was tackled during Friday night's game, and he ended up losing feeling in his legs. He was rushed to Grady Memorial Hospital's ICU, and Atlanta News First Asia Wilson has been there throughout the morning. It's a very scary and very sad situation.
Carson Kimbell is still without movement to his legs. He had surgery over the weekend. It went well. He's talking. He's in good spirits, but still has a very long road ahead. On Friday night, the senior was playing against a longtime rivalry, the Bowden Red Devils. Late in the game, he was tackled and went down. We're told he suffered a burst fracture of his 6th vertebrae in his neck, which caused injury to his spinal cord. He was brought here to Grady and had surgery on Saturday. Right now, Carson is still not able to feel his legs, but strides are being made. Groups have been rallying around Carson and his family. In fact, dozens gathered to pray at the school over the weekend. Dr. Jason Mount has been spending time with Carson in the ICU. He says the family is grateful for the support they've been getting, but right now, many in the Bremen community are hoping for a quick recovery.
The hope is that since they've already seen rapid recovery of the arms and motion, that can extend down to below the waist as well.
I don't think we can believe in anything else but a miracle at this point. That's where our hope is.
And as you can imagine, medical bills are piling up. Right now, there's a fundraiser going to help the family with medical expenses. There are also shirts available. It says Carson Strong as well. We have everything you need to know posted right now on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. In downtown Atlanta, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
Several families in mourning right now after 7 people were killed, more than 3 dozen injured in a bus crash near the Mississippi-Louisiana line. Atlanta News First reporter Joshua Skinner is in Norcross outside the bus company's local office, and the bus all started with a trip in Atlanta.
Yeah, 7 people dead, dozens more injured. A lot of agencies are involved in investigating this. That includes the Mississippi Highway Patrol, Mississippi Department of Transportation, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, and of course the National Transportation Safety Board, also known as the NTSB. Here's what we know thus far. This bus was operated by a Mexican company that does have an Atlanta office that you saw behind me. It was traveling from Atlanta to Dallas, and while it was in Mississippi, that bus carrying 43 people, that includes 2 drivers, it experienced a tire failure on I-20 east of Vicksburg. The NTSB says the bus lost control, rolled onto its side, killing 7 people, injuring 3 dozen more. The NTSB added that all of those victims were either from Mexico or Central America, including a 16-year-old girl and her 6-year-old brother. The Warren County coroner in Mississippi says those children were from Guatemala. Now, yesterday, the NTSB gave an update as to what it is looking for in this investigation.
Right now, we have 4 different areas that we're primarily focusing on, but those can change and move as we learn more. And that is going to be on motor carrier safety itself, Mexican operator in the United States, tire maintenance, and occupant protection, which would be the use of passengers' seat belts.
And the NTSB says that preliminary investigation will take about a month. The full report can take a year to 2 years. However, they did say if there is urgent information, they will release that as soon as possible. We are working to find out if any of the victims' families or relations are from or live in the metro Atlanta area. In Norcross, Joshua Skinner, Atlanta News First.
And today marks another busy travel day as people rush to get home from their holiday weekend. Here is a look at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. TSA expecting to continue its record-breaking summer by screening over 17 million travelers this Labor Day weekend. Americans hitting the roads also finding lower prices at the pump. The national average now $3.35 a gallon, nearly 50 cents lower than last year. Now, at the same time, It's a very busy day for law enforcement. You're going to see a larger than normal law enforcement presence all across the state. Georgia State Patrol is conducting checkpoints in different cities to catch violators and drunk drivers. And, you know, this is part of their Hands Across the Border campaign. Officers say if you're going to have a drink, plan ahead by designating a driver.
Please have a designated driver. Or utilize one of the ride-sharing services, because we will have more enforcement that is going to be out there trying to identify impaired drivers.
The Hands Across the Border campaign will run through tonight, and Georgia, certainly not the only state participating. It also includes Alabama, Florida, and North Carolina beefing up their patrols. All right, let's take a look at the forecast here on this Labor Day. Here is First Alert meteorologist Rodney Harris. You know, it looks like it's not going to be quite as hot as it has been. Is that right?
That is actually correct. Now, it will still be hot today, but Joy, you're absolutely right. Yesterday, we were in the upper 90s. It'll be about 5 degrees cooler this afternoon, 4 to 5 degrees cooler. So not as bad as what we saw yesterday, but still hot enough to where you'll certainly want to drink plenty of water and stay in the shade if you can, if you're going to be outdoors for a long period of time. Your Labor Day forecast will be very similar to what we saw over the weekend here across Metro Atlanta, with hot weather and isolated storms still in the forecast as we take you into the afternoon and into the evening. So hello there, everybody. I'm First Alert meteorologist Rodney Harris. Right inside of your screen, that is your hour-by-hour forecast for the afternoon. Rest of the morning, completely dry in Metro Atlanta. Lunchtime, completely dry. 85 degrees is your temperature. By 3 o'clock, we're at 91 degrees. The high will be around 92 degrees about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and then we're back down to 91 degrees at 6. So you can see there on our hour-by-hour forecast this afternoon from 3 till about 7, there's a 20% chance of maybe a stray storm or two. The coverage is pretty low, but lightning will be possible in any storm, so watch out for that this afternoon if you're in any barbecues. And then after 7 o'clock, that coverage will increase slightly to 30% this evening. So if you have evening plans in Metro Atlanta, you also have the opportunity of seeing a shower or storm. That's your forecast for today. Big changes coming on Tuesday with cooler air moving in from the northeast, so your high on Tuesday is only 83 degrees. It's about a 10-degree drop in the temperature compared to today. You'll notice that difference as you get to work tomorrow for Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, the high is only 80 degrees, more clouds on Wednesday, really more clouds Tuesday and Wednesday, especially compared to what we'll see today. But the big deal, of course, is the fact that it won't be nearly as hot. For Thursday, we have another weather system that's moving in mainly from the south and west, but it's a larger system, so the rain may increase in North Georgia as early as Thursday night, especially south of Metro Atlanta. That coverage about 40%. And then Friday, a 60% chance of scattered rain. A higher impact day on Friday with rain more widespread, so Friday is a First Alert weather day for all of North Georgia. You're likely to get wet at some point on Friday. You'll also notice once we start adding those rain chances, the highs actually drop into the upper 70s for the end of the week with 78 both Thursday and Friday. After we get past this weather system on Friday, at this point the weekend is looking good. Weekend's forecast is subject to change, but as of now, we're going with partly cloudy skies and highs in the low 80s. So let's look at your forecast for Labor Day. We hope that you all enjoy this holiday, get out there and have a good time. Remember, the coverage of rain today is very low at only about 20%, but if you do see it, lightning will be possible, and that's a pretty big deal. So not as many storms as we saw over the weekend, but the storms that do develop will produce some lightning. So we'll keep you up to date on that in the First Alert Weather app. Make sure you download the First Alert Weather app as well, because you'll get those rain and lightning alerts. Have a great Labor Day, everybody, and until next time, we'll see you soon.